Today I want to focus on these flowers right here. And you hear the click-clacking of my dog's feet in the background. So hopefully that's not the opposite of ASMR. I really hope so. Let's go ahead and try. So the knowledge that I gathered is going to be in the description, and you'll see where the sources I got the information from, so that you know that it's legitimate and that I'm not making up these facts about this flower and this flower. I know that they're dead, but honestly, they were doomed to be dead after they got cut, so I got to admire them for a little bit, and now we're just going to appreciate them as dead flowers even more. That's just going to show that flowers can be appreciated even after they die. They can bring some form of pleasure and joy in visualization and sound, as we are experiencing now. I was going to throw away the plants already, but I figured they had a good ASMR aspect to them, so here we are. I got these flowers a few weeks ago, and now we get to continue on their legacy. The way that these flowers look right now, color-wise, is not exactly how they looked when I got them. Obviously, over time and as they dry out, the color changes. And on top of that, I'm using a different light to create a darker background for any of you that use ASMR to go to sleep. I know personally, when I use ASMR and the background is super bright, I'm scared to flip my phone because I don't want things to get pressed or clicked, because it has happened already. And I end up clicking on ads or other videos when I flip it onto my mattress. So I want to be mindful of that. Some people don't have the feature where they can lock the screen, and hopefully that helps a little bit with the brightness. And I do put my brightness all the way down, but sometimes the background is super bright, and I think that would have been the case since I have a white background. That's the base right there. Oh, I wish there were some accessible down the street vase making classes, or you know, not classes, because I feel like glasswork is such an art, but not a class. I don't know. Like, I'd love to make my own vase one day because I do have a couple, and I had a favorite vase and it broke. Well, okay, it didn't break. I dropped it and then it broke. It was so beautiful. It looked so nice and cute, and there was little details and writing on it. This one is basic. You can't really it's a basic base. Maybe that was only funny to me, but that's what matters. Okay, I know I was going to share some knowledge and I haven't started on that, but I know I want to focus on different aspects of this, because without these plants I wouldn't have had the idea to share the sound for you all to hear. So when I first received these flowers, this one, the rose, this one, this one, this one, all the roses are the same, so they were in orangey peach apricot color, and now for some reason they look a little more reddish, and the base looks a little bit like a super, oh, like the color of what's that, what's that fruit, it's really nasty, oh, melon, it's like a melon color right here. That's the type of color that it is, and this is like a rosy red color. Like I said, you can't really see the true color because of the lighting that I have, but that's how it is. I actually never counted them, so let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So let's take some time to appreciate the flowers first and their sound. I'm going to try to get the microphone close to it just so you guys can hear it even better. I don't know if you can hear my dogs, but maybe you can appreciate their sniff. There was no sniff sound. My bad. Some of these flowers are definitely more dry than others, so I don't know if the sound shows that difference, but I can feel it. For example, this one is way more dry than this one. So I'll do it again. The drier one first, and then the one that still has more moisture in its petals. Okay, so I did the same thing to both of them. This one right here is also not as dry. This one is in between both of those, and this one is also in between, with the exception of these little petals up here. Just this bit. Enough of the roses. Let's focus on the chamomile. I think that's what these are. Let's move these out of the way. These are chamomile, and they're so dry already, as you can see. They look like when you have a knot in your hair and you're trying to brush it out or something, but it's just not working out. So the way that these look prior to drying out is they're white petals and they have a yellow center and they have like a greenish tone on the bottom of that yellow center, and then the stem is a green, just like the other flower. But they're so cute and bouncy. Right now they don't bounce. I don't know if anything dead bounces, but I'm gonna try to separate. See what I'm saying? It's like hair. It's tangled. So as you can see, they're so cute. This is an individual stem that breaks off into 2 or 3, 4 or 5, I don't know. So as you can see, they look so cute, and when they're alive, they're just perked up. And they added a cute contrast to these big flowers. They're just small and different colors. And they don't really make the same sound as the roses do. I don't even know if the microphone would pick it up, but I'm going to try to focus on just the chamomile. So I'm gonna put the microphone all up in it. That sound, the last one was the flower petals from the rose, not from the chamomile. So let me try it again. they do have a sound pretty loud. I was debating on using either the pen or the pencil, but I don't know if I like the pencil. As much as I like the pen, because I think the pen allows me to point more in my eyes when I'm looking at it, and I know what I'm talking about. Whereas the pencil is just very dull, see? And I don't know if I like the dullness of it on here, so I might just use this basic black pen. Oh, I wonder how the sound of the pencil is rolling. I won't do that because I know sometimes people get annoyed at that. Okay. Let's go ahead and start our knowledge droppings. Spit fact spitting. Okay. I am going to talk about the roses here. Roses are a flower, and I don't know if the roses here, oh, they don't have all of their leaves. No, see, it only has one. Oh, and it came off. No leaves. So I can't really show you on these because they're dead. But I'm gonna go ahead and move this around closer to the mic while I talk. So the roses that are alive, you'll be able to see them maybe on somebody's garden or at the store even. I think they leave them on. They have compound leaves. Just means that there's a good amount of them per stem, I believe. I actually didn't look that up to be factual, but that's what I can remember. And roses in general, not just this species, because I wasn't sure which one this species was. Their leaves, so even these, oh no, that wasn't a leaf. So the leaves differ in their morphology depending on where they are produced on the stem. So this right here, this whole thing is a stem. So depending on where they're produced on there, where they come out, they differ in their morphology. So that just means that they differ in the way that they look, their physicality. And right here you can see a little nub. I believe that was either from, I don't think that was a thorn, no, because it's going up. So I think that would have been a little stem. So for roses, I couldn't do one specifically on this one again because I wasn't sure the species of it. And as you've seen, there's some roses that are very much open, and they have more petals or shape is different, their size, their color. So there's so many different species of them. But these are just general facts for roses. So the majority of roses are deciduous, which means that they shed their leaves annually, which is what we're used to seeing. I'm in California, so we're used to seeing that with the flowers that people plant in their homes. That in the winter and fall, they are not blossoming, so we don't get to see them. That's where that deciduous aspect of them comes in. There is some species, however, that are not deciduous. There's some Southeast Asian species. A lot of these are very common to us because there's such a stipend aspect of, I'm sorry, I'm at staple, I don't know what I'm saying. I think ASMR is making me sleepy too. There's such a staple tool to romance in the US and many other parts of the world that we're very familiar with them, and people have emotional ties to them with their families as well. And I know there's so many people that find beauty in them, and through their beauty that they see in them, they themselves as a person start finding beauty for themselves, and it's a transportation part of life. This is why we need to take care of the world, honestly. There is something within the rose morphology under, and I'm most likely going to misspell this, and I should have looked up this pronunciation, but rostigira. It's the only member of the genus that is deciduous. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That is dioecious. Yeah, dioecious. It's the only one that's dioecious. I didn't want to practice a lot of what I wrote beforehand specifically for ASMR because I feel that it'll give it more of an authentic conversation to have, even though nobody's responding to me, but an authentic speech to have rather than me just memorizing, having it be very predictable for me. Even I don't think that that's ever satisfied me with ASMR for the most part, because there's no unexpected turns, and I think that that's one of the things in ASMR that I pretty much feel triggers to, but it could be different for everybody, or I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, back to rostigira. In that there is a male and female flower. Flower. There's male and female flower. There is a male and female flower present. On different plants. Different plants. They are macroscopically similar. I think if we've ever seen them, it might be true because a lot of the roses look very much the same to me until I start to look at them more deeply. But at a macroscopic level, not micro, macro, they are pretty much very similar. And they're cryptically dioecious. These flowers are homogeneous. So they mature at approximately the same time. They have male stamens, which is the anther and the filament, and they have the female pistil, which is the stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, ovary. That's the female pistils. If you have the opportunity to look up how these female and male parts of a plant look like, or a flower, you're going to see how interesting and amazing these structures are. Okay, so within roses, the flowers are perigynous, and this is about to be a direct quote from the text that I was using. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it right now. The sepals, petals, and stamens of each flower are attached to the margin at a cup-shaped receptacle referred to as a hip. My quote actually ended at receptacle. I think I missed a word. So I don't think anyone's really paying attention to this video in in relation to actually learning, so hopefully, since I'm going to be having the text linked below, well, not linked, but referenced below, you'll be able to learn it word for word if you want to. These are just little bits and pieces I took. Okay. So that part that is referred to as a hip surrounds the ovaries of the plant, of the flower. I keep saying plant. I don't know why. I think I'm just tired. Okay, so the flower. This is also another quote directly from the text. So these flowers they generally have no nectar, but produce copious quantities of pollen. Nectar and pollen are not the same thing, and it's important to note that when we think of flowers, we think that they may have both, because we see a lot of the pollinating insects going for pollen and nectar on them. We see not just insects, actually. We have birds. We have some hummingbirds that go on flowers, so I think it can be easily forgotten. Don't forget about them. That was all about these rose flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those were the 5 roses that we talked about, and I'm gonna move on to these chamomile. I heard some people don't know how to say it, and I probably am one of them, because I didn't even know there was an alternate pronunciation of this that could create confusion as to how it's pronounced. I just thought it was chamomile, but apparently people think it's another way. But I didn't care to listen to it, only because I know I was gonna get confused even more. So I'm just sticking to that because I hear other people also say chamomile. So majority will win. if you say this in a different way, can you comment below how you say it, like how it is that you pronounce it? So I guess for me, I would spell it K-A dash Mo dash M-E-E-L, chamomile. Chamomile, yeah, that's how I would say it. That's how I would write it down, I mean. So for this one, that's how I would say it, right? Yeah. So for this one, I'm going to tell you what I found. I don't know which species. Of chamomile this is. I looked at them and I couldn't really look too much into detail because they're more dead and I'm not a professional at this. Plants are not my forte, but I have so much respect and appreciation for people who study plants and flowers and trees. And so anyway, I couldn't tell if it was white chamomile or German chamomile. Obviously, if you're looking at them, you can guess that they were white. The petals were white before they dry, but that's not specific enough for the species because the German chamomile also has white petals. Okay, so these are some facts that I found in the text. This is a different text. It'll also be referenced in the box below. But under Chamomile, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Just take my pronunciation. This can be the rule of thumb for me, okay? Take my pronunciation with a grain of salt. Okay, so chamomile or chamomile is strongly aromatic perennial herbs. That means that they are continually recurring, or they are what is it? Or they are annuals, I believe. I cannot understand my own writing sometimes, so I apologize. The stems are decumbent, which means, so once again, let me just show you. Stems would be, they're tangled together. Oh my gosh. Okay. Stem. Here we see it. Here's a stem. Here's a stem. Stem. So stems are decumbent, which means that when they're, growing from the soil, they lie flat on the ground and then it turns upwards at the ends. So it'll be kind of like doo doop. I can't paint a picture. Doo doop. And that's one. Or they're just erect. Just like, but it just depends, I guess, on the species. And the leaves alternate. Let's see if we can see with these. I think these would be a good example, or I'm not sure. A lot of them fell off, so it's kind of hard to tell with the dead flowers, but I wouldn't feel comfortable doing this to the live flower, so this is what we're here for. You gotta use your imagination. Okay, so the heads, which are these are the heads, I believe. I can only use my assumption. They usually radiate, so and the flowers are born singly, or born singly, I think you can assume means that they're produced individually, or depending on the species, they are born in corymbs. I don't know if these are born in corymbs. I'm just gonna rip it up. I don't know if these are, I don't think these are this species, but I could be wrong. So being born in corymbs means that they are a type of flower that is in cluster, where the individual flower stalks rise from different points of the main stem. Oh, so actually, maybe not. These may not be corymbs. I'm not sure. And they're roughly the same height. Maybe they, I don't know. You know what? Who knows? They're so clustered and tangled that I do not even recall how they look. See, these are tangled. I can't even pull them apart. I don't even know. Okay. That's information. It's very broad because that was for Chamomile. But now to get more specific on information about one of the species that I think it is, which is white chamomile. that the white chamomile is native to Europe and they are rarely persistent in the US. And we know that a lot of the products we have are imported, so not like I picked these out myself, so I don't even know if these are white chamomile. But their habitat is disturbed soil, and they flower from July to September. It was around February, March. The time, oh no, they were alive in February, so that's not within that time frame. So let's move on to the other chamomile that I think it is. The other species is called the common name. By the way, I'm using common names. The German chamomile. Their habitat is also disturbed soil, and they are also native to Europe, but also Asia. And they were brought into much of the US and Canada. So that's what I'm able to see it because I'm in the US, but I think now you can find flowers anywhere you go. It doesn't even matter where they're from. These flower from May to August. That is all of the knowledge that I received from the text that I'm going to be referencing below. But I personally know through family and just the store, I guess, that chamomile is edible. I don't know if all species are, but that's something you're gonna have to look into if you're trying to do some wild catching and consuming. I don't do that because obviously I'm not in Europe or Asia, but I drink chamomile tea. I love teas. Chamomile is one of them, and I know that one of the benefits talked about amongst people and passed down generations of a lot of families who drink teas is that it helps with relaxation. It's supposed to help with relaxation. So that's the teas that you can make. I know some people drink rose teas and rose water, so you know, aside from the sound, the way that they look, the way that they smell, very aromatic. The way that they feel, the way that they feel. So when they're dead, they have this crunch to them. These are not fully dry. I still felt some moisture that right now I did that, but when they're nice and alive, they're so velvety and soft. If you've ever touched the petal, you can see the velvetiness and so, and exactly how they look is how they feel when they're alive too. So aside from all of those, we can also taste them, so we can hear, see them, touch them, smell them, and taste them. You can't really do that with many things. I mean, you can, but should you? That's a question. Please let me know what you think about the visual aspect of this video, and if it helps that it's not such a bright video. I hope it's not. I may need to change the background to be not so white or light colored. Maybe a darker background would help, but I thought it might be way too dark if I had a darker background, since I already don't have regular lighting. Let me know what you think, if it helped or if you find it too bright. Also, what type of videos you want to see. I know there's people that are into fast ASMR. I don't think I'll ever do that, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try it once, and maybe I was kind of doing certain things fast right now, but as far as doing a whole video like that, I don't think I'll do that. It doesn't relax me when I listen to it, so I don't know if I'll enjoy making that. But aside from that, let me know what you think. More like what you want to see. I would really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, learned something. That's my goal for this video, or for a lot of the videos, is for people to learn something. I love learning new facts about nature, and this will really help me as well. That's kind of why I'm doing it. It's mainly for me to continue diving into that passion I have for biology, even though I don't have access to a lot of the books that I think would be very beneficial for the information on the videos. But I try, you know, I try to find what I have access to and squeeze as much out of it as I can. Thank you for watching. If you like it, I'll know that these videos should be made again. But if you don't, then that's okay too, because it'll help me know that I shouldn't make these type of videos because they're not as enjoyed. So anything helps really. Until next time.